Welcome to my second video. So today's topic is network and the physical structure of a network. Myself, Yamaru, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Ramapuram campus. So computer networking and the physical structure is the tangible component and the infrastructure that make up a network. So mainly the network is used for data transmission and communication between the source and the destination, or I can say it is between the devices within a network. So we need to make a physical structure or a physical connection in order to send the data from one end to another end. So some of the devices which is used for making the physical structure or the network consist of cables. So normally the cable used in network includes Ethernet cables, which contains twisted pair, copper cables like coaxial cables, and fiber optic. So there will be a serial connection between the cables and the devices connected to it. So electrical or optical signals are sent or transmitted data between the devices through cables called as a physical connection. So why we are saying it as physical connection? Because we can touch the wire, we can know how it is actually present or actually connected between the network. So I can say it is what physical structure or physical connection between the devices. So the second important thing which is used in the network is called as NIC, called as network interface cards. So these are used as network adapters as well as the hardware component which is installed in the computer or the devices in order to enable or in order to connect the network. So NIC provides the physical interface for connecting the devices to the network medium through wireless radio antennas, or I can say it as Ethernet ports. So the third thing are the networking devices called as hub, switches, routers, repeaters, etc. So each and every networking devices has their own functionalities. So hub is the simplest form of connecting devices which is used for broadcasting the incoming data to all the devices which is connected to the hub. So switches on the other side, which is it is considered as an intelligent devices which is used for forwarding the data packets to the destination devices, where the routers is responsible for directing the data packets between the different networks, which makes the crucial interconnection between the networks. So the another networking device or the physical structure device is a network servers. So it is one of the powerful computer or a device which provides resources as well as services to other devices on the network. So this contains file servers, web servers, email servers, databases, etc. So this is mainly, these servers are mainly used to store the data as well as to manage the data in response to the request from the client, which facilitate the network based services. So when a request is coming from the client, the server is responsible to send the data to the browser. So the web server is sending the data to the web server. So this is achieved by means of network servers. So the next devices which is used in the physical structure, network physical structures are network cabinets or racks. So these racks are providing the housing or the organization for networking equipment, which includes switches, routers, servers, and other devices. So that is just like the rack which is kept in our home. So we are keeping everything organized in our home by means of an almara or a bureau, right? So likewise, it is in networking, it is an organization or organizing or a housing for keeping the networking equipments. So in order to make the cable management system or cooling mechanisms to maintain the integrity, that means the security, authorization, and the functionality of the network infrastructure. So the network cabinet is a very important networking physical structure that's available. So the next thing is the physical location or the data center, which encompasses the physical locations where the network equipments or the servers are housed. So where these equipments or servers is kept is the physical structure that encompasses the physical locations, which includes data center, telecommunication rooms, wiring closets, as well as the server rooms. So this ensures the reliability and efficient network operations. So as we know, the interconnection of set of devices which is capable to send the data from one end to the another end is known as what? Network. So a devices can be a host or end system, which consists of computer, desktop, laptop, mobile phones, security system like CCTV camera, workstations, etc. So all these things are considered as nodes, or I can say it as end system, or I can say it as host. So these devices are connecting devices with the help of the networking devices called as router, switches, as well as modem. So each and every routers is used to connect the network to other network. For example, the categories or classification of network are LAN, WAN, and MAN. So one network is connected to another network by means of routers. I can say that two LAN connection can be connected by means of one router. So switches, which is used to connect the devices. So if you are having one LAN connection having 10 system or 15 system, you can connect these system with the help of one switch. So a modem is another device, networking device. So modem, MODEM. MO is for modulation, DEM is for demodulation. So the process happens inside the modem is modulation as well as demodulation. So what we are going to do with the help of modem, we are going to change the form of data here. So the computer systems or the peripheral is connected with the help of network. You can see that this is the diagram which shows the connection of network with the help of devices. So each and every system is considered as end system or host, which is connected to a network here. So some of the criteria, important criteria which meet the performance, reliability, and security. So if these criteria are met, the performance, reliability, and security are met, we can say that the network meets certain criteria and the network is a very good network. So what is performance? So how we can measure the performance of a network? So the network performance can be measured by means of transit time as well as response time. So what is transit time? The amount of time which is required for a message to travel from one device to another device. The time taken for a message to travel from one device to another device is known as what? Transit time. So as you know, when you are sending a data from your WhatsApp application, so it takes some millisecond or microsecond to deliver the message to the next application on the destination yet. So that is the time taken for a message to travel from one device to another device. So if there is a big delay, I cannot say that the network is under good condition or it is under good maintenance. So that comes under the performance of a network. So what is response time? So the elapsed time between the inquiry and the response. For example, if you are typing something in your web browser, you will be getting an output. Okay, so if the network is fast, you will be getting the output from the web server very easily. So if the network is very slow, the data rate of sending the data from the web server to the browser is a response time. It's considered as the response time. So the performance of the network depends upon the number of factors, which not only includes the transit time and response time, but also we can evaluate the performance by means of the throughput as well as the delay. So if there is a very big delay, we cannot say that the network is good. So normally we will be inquiring while we are buying a SIM card. So whether the network is available in this area in order to use the network. Okay, for example, if you are using Airtel or if you are using Vodafone Idea VI, or if you are using BSNL, we will be checking for the range whether the network is fine in those area, then we will be proceeding with that network, right? So some of the criteria include reliability as well as security. So what is reliability? The frequency of failures that happens, and if the failure happens, the time taken to recover from the failure is known as the reliability. Also the network security is very, very important. So the protecting the data from an unauthorized access. If the third party is taking the data, taking the important data that you are sharing, then we cannot say the network security is there. We cannot send the data, any private data or very confidential data to someone if the network is not authorized. So protecting the data from damage as well as development also includes in the network criteria. This contains the procedures for recovery from breaches like data breaches as well as the data losses. So you can see the physical structure now. So the link, the types of link that can be formed in a communication pathway in order to transfer the data from one devices to another is shown here. So the type of connection is divided into two types. So first one is known as the point-to-point connection, and the next one is known as multi-point. So multi-point includes time sharing also. So what is point-to-point? You can see that there are two systems and there is only one link between these two systems. So for example, you can consider your television, TV, as well as the remote, right? Remote in your hand. There will be only one communication between the TV as well as the remote. So if you are clicking something, some button in your remote, automatically the channels or the menu is coming to work, right? There will be only one link. So we are making it with the help of infrared rays. There is no line between a TV as well as the remote. Okay, so that is one of the best example for point to point. And in multi-point, you can see it is a multi-point, or we can say it as multi-drop, where you have a main frame and a single link which is divided to more than one system. You can see there are three different systems connected to one mainframe, and there is only one link. So one of the best example for this mainframe system is ATM, right? There will be only one mainframe, and we are connected in those areas. We can connect more than one ATMs, right? So one of the best example for multi-point is what? ATM. So here is the description of point to point. So it provides a dedicated link between two devices. Okay, there will be two devices and there will be only one link, dedicated link, and the capacity of the link is reserved for transmission between two devices. So the data can be transmitted from two devices. So what is multi-point? More than two specific devices can share only one link. So there will be only one link and more than one system is connected, and this is known as what? Multi-point. So the capacity of the channel is spatially or temporally. I told you there are two types. Okay, so time sharing as well as spatially. What happens? The multi-point can be divided, right? Spatially shared connection as well as what time shared connection are the two different types of multi-point. So that is the end of this video. See you in the next video. Thank you.